And we are live. Well, good afternoon, all of you Facebook people. So great to connect with you. Do you have all your Christmas shopping done yet? Don't know if I do. I got a couple more maybe. But I hope that you are getting ready for these holidays. If you don't celebrate Christmas, whatever holiday you are celebrating over these holidays, I hope that you are getting ready for a restful and celebratory time with your family. It is such a weird year, right? I don't need to go into it. I don't want to be cliche. I want to get ready for next year. And so I'm inviting you to be a part of it as well. I created a little slide about the topic I wanted to address with you today. Is this thing, how to plan and get bigger results in 2021. If this is of interest to you, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Go ahead and give me a like or a love. And if you think that other people can appreciate what I'm about to share, go ahead and give it a share. Share it out to your channels. Because when I come, I'm always going to try and over deliver. I'm going to make this really brief and really powerful for you. Here's something I know. When we oftentimes go to make plans, we do it according to a desired outcome. We want this goal, right? Well, here's the thing about goals. Goals suck. And let me tell you why. Because goals mean I reach a certain point and then psychologically, my brain will shift. If I get to this place and my dopamine hits and the chemicals hit my brain, I'm like, yes, I got there. One of two things is going to happen. Either I'm not going to feel as excited about the thing as I thought I would. I'm like, well, that was okay, but now what? Or the second piece is whatever it took to get me to whatever specific goal it was, I will now slack off and I won't maintain said goal. If it's your weight, it might be in a place where you are, you achieved your desired weight, and now you're at a place where you're not eating the same way, you're not exercising the same way, you're not in some way creating the same behaviors that you had, and you're in a place where things are not connecting the way that they did to get you there. So what got you here won't get you there. And so what I want to help you kind of understand is kind of a different philosophy, a different way of viewing what's possible. And let me share with you really quick what that looks like. On one hand, we have this element of, these goals. But what if I were to tell you, you first have to decide on what you want. I love to call this the Spice Girl methodology. Tell me what you want, what you really, really want. Right? That's where we start. And so many times people struggle with this. It's easy to say what my company wants or what maybe my family, my spouse, what they want. It's hard sometimes for us to get really honest and believe what we want, to say what we want, to articulate the very things we want. We feel like maybe we're being too boastful, too ambitious, to whatever, fill in the blank. But at the end of the day, if there are things that you truly want, it's upon you to actually speak those out into the world, to actually want to go after them. The other thing is when people say, what do you want? We'll acquiesce to what we think those people want or what they want to hear. But again, if you get back to what you want, now all of a sudden you activate things in your brain and in your life to make those things possible. I'm a mindset guy. This is what I do. If you're not familiar with me, I work with high achieving men, helping them get the kinds of results in life they want using my conscious design lifestyle. And that's what this is really all about. Conscious being intentional, design being creating, and a lifestyle being the routines, the things we do on a daily basis. So number one, we're at this place where we are determining what we want. Write that down in your journal. Write that down in a notebook. Write that down somewhere. The second piece here is beyond what you want is now going to this place where we flash forward to start with the end in mind. Instead of saying January 1st, this is where I'm going to do whatever this thing is I'm going to do. Instead, think through that as I close my window because my kids are making a bunch of noise. Is December 31st, what if all of these things have already been accomplished and achieved? Go to that place emotionally. Imagine what it feels like to have already achieved the things that you want. Feel that satisfaction. Feel that fulfillment. Feel that pride, that joy. From that place, you will attach information with emotion. And psychology says this is how we write things on our heart, the Jewish tradition would say, or in Christian traditions, they say the renewing of your mind. What we're doing is we're elevating the state of your identity. What you want, these things that are in your desires, these things that you were hoping to accomplish, and establishing a truth to that to say they've already been done. Then attaching the emotion to it to now connect the dots of information and emotion. Now you're coming from a place of visualizing, closing your eyes and seeing yourself in that finished state. Imagining yourself being who you need to be in order to do those things, which takes us to the next point here. Is now it's not about what I'm supposed to do. It's about who am I supposed to be? Who is the man or woman I need to be in order to achieve these certain things? Oftentimes, if we want to get to these next level goals, it requires us to make some shifts about our behavior, about our beliefs, about the way that we approach things in our life. And if we want to take this next level self of this new identity, we've said what we want. We've now attached a future self and attach ourselves to the emotion and the experience of that. And now internally, as you visualize that, you close your eyes and see yourself as that person, you can start to begin to see, who do I need to be? How do I need to act? Who are the people I need to talk to and network? Who do I need to delegate? What kind of people do I need to hire? What kind of positions am I going to need and require? What are the things that I'm going to have to be in order to do these things? I'm going to shift my identity. And here's what happens. Now when you enter this new year, you're entering from a place of power. You're activating your brain to bring solution to these desires. Your brain is an incredible solution mechanism. If you've heard me before, you know that I like to say that your brain always seeks equilibrium. It wants to take whatever beliefs and internal experiences you're having and match it up with your external experiences to see if they validate one another. Which is why if you have chaos on the inside, oftentimes you will attract or create chaos on the outside because your brain's gone to equilibrium mode. It wants to equate that external experience, and it will then create or attract the chaos. At the same time, if you're at peace and if you're in strength and wholeness and confidence, you'll assert yourself into the world because your brain will either attract or create opportunities for you to operate in that confidence, in that assertiveness, etc. So whatever's on the inside of us is going to be experienced on the outside of us. So if you've gone through this practice and creating this active lifestyle, this thing I talked about, this conscious design lifestyle, where you're intentionally creating the kind of life you want, now you're approaching things, and I'm getting in the weeds here for you because I want to help you understand how important this is in your planning your 2021. You're taking this new identity of understanding yourself in that December 2021 state, bringing that into a reality today, and exercising and rehearsing that internally in your imagination, in your brain. Because science has told us that your brain can't tell the difference between things you actually do and things you imagine you do, which is why athletes spend a lot of time visualizing. When you see a diver during, let's say, the Olympic Games, and before they've even gone up on the board, you see them close their eyes and rehearsing how everything goes so that when they actually do the dive, their body follows suit of what they visualize it to be. This is why athletes that are runners or other athletes will rehearse it. People who speak will rehearse it, and they rehearse themselves in that end state, crossing that finish line, winning that medal, accomplishing that feat. In the same way, you do the same. And now every day you're going into this expected new level self. You're rehearsing who you are to be in order to do the things you want to do. So now we've determined what we want. We're visualizing this person, seeing the end in mind, and we know who we need to be. We're transforming ourselves from the inside out. And that brings us to this final piece here, is what are the daily routines I must create? Oftentimes we'll say, well, if I have a goal, it's to sell so many products or services this quarter or this 6 months or for the whole year. And when we set those kinds of goals, people will do one of two things often. We'll either set out right away and we'll burn ourselves out because we're like, oh, I got to make calls. I got to reach my goal. If you're in sales, that's terrible. Because now the other person that you're selling to feels your sense of urgency, your sense of desperation, your sense of lack. And they feel that. They know that. And it's weird. It's subconscious. And they're like, that repels them. And suddenly you can't make the sales you used to. You're not showing up in a way that's authentic and real and connected and human. Or the other side is true, where you wait till the last minute and now you've only got a few weeks left and now suddenly you're hustling, making call. And the exact same thing. People recognize your desperation. Ugh. You have other goals about your weight, your sense of fitness, the amount of books you read. Like you're going to have these different things, but if you don't establish an identity to support those achievements, you won't maintain the trajectory as powerfully. And so instead, you could take a look at how many things do I have to do per day? If it's in sales, maybe I take a look at the amount of sales versus what I've done last year. For every 20 calls, I'll get, say, 8 people that'll become leads, and of those, I'll make 3 sales or what have you. Then I know if I reverse engineer that, what are the numbers I need to make on a daily basis to get me there? If it's 20 calls per week, then what if I only do 4 calls per day? I know that if I do 4 calls per day, I'll get 20 calls in. Of those, 8 will become leads, and of those, 3 will become sales. Suddenly, if my goal was 2 per week and I'm already getting 3, I'm exceeding my goals. And therefore, it makes things a lot easier because I'm just focusing on the little things I have to do each day. Not this big behemoth of a plan, but rather what are these little things I do on a routine basis that naturally and effortlessly create the achievement or accomplishment I'm trying to get to. This is what the conscious design lifestyle is all about. Planning your year or planning your life is about altering your identity and becoming the person you need to be in order to do the things you want to do. And that's what I do. That's what I'm all about. As a men's performance coach, I'm helping men evolve their lives using my conscious design lifestyle. If that's something that you're looking for going into this next year, you're trying to shift and to alter some of the things for your future. You're trying to go to a place where you're elevating your company, your leadership, your marriage, your parenting. You want to get to a place where you have higher discipline, or if you're trying to get to a place where you're trying to accomplish that next level thing and you're not even sure what that might even be, I'm willing to jump on a call and explore that with you. And so I would love to do that with you. You can apply to get into a conversation with me. I'll set aside 45 minutes of my time, fill out an application, give me context so we can maximize our time together. So when you get on the call, I already know where you're coming from, what you're experiencing. In addition, on that call, if we're a good fit, we can talk about what that might look like to work together. If we're not a good fit, I'll have some recommendations of tools or resources or other places you can go. It's my goal here to serve you. I want to help you move forward, even if it's not with me. I'm totally cool with that. I don't know if you know anything about my story, but I've experienced a lot of pain. The last thing I want is for anyone, anywhere, to experience any more pain. I want to help as many people as I can. And so over the next few days, going into January 1st, I'm opening up my calendar to make time to connect with you. Jump on my calendar. You can go to manofwealth.com/apply, or you can look on my profile, go to my personal profile, and you can find a link there and go ahead and set up a time for us to talk. it would be my pleasure to spend some time with you, to invest in you, to serve you, and offer you as much value as I can to help you make the shift necessary for your next year to be as powerful and meaningful as it possibly can. I hope this has been a help to you. If you have any questions, reach out to me. Anything that I've shared with you today, you want a quick recap to have all these points, measured out for you, feel free. Again, my name is Angus Nelson. I am a men's performance coach. I'm here to help high-achieving men to make the shifts and goals in their life possible using my conscious design lifestyle. I hope that's been helpful for you. Have an awesome night. Take care, everybody.